Welcome back to another video, guys. Today we are talking about the Smallrig universal side handle and how you can use it on your Zhiyun Crane 2. Cue intro. Alrighty, so I impulse bought this like probably 5 days ago, straight from China with DHL Express shipping. I'm actually quite impressed with how fast it came. Did have to pay $21.50 in duty fees, which is kind of annoying coming across the border, but it's expected, I guess, if it's coming from China, so that makes sense. But I'm gonna show you guys what it is. First item, we have the Smallrig clamp. Second item, we have the Smallrig wooden universal side handle. Come here. Come on. Say hello. Move. Look. Look. This is the Smallrig universal side handle that is used on their camera cages. It can be used on the Zhiyun Crane 2. That's what I'm gonna show you. Haley's distracting me. The sick thing about this handle is that it has a cold shoe on top, so you can mount things like your mic, and it also has 3 different screw hole ports, so you can screw in attachments for like a monitor and for other things. So it basically gives you the ability to have a second handle on your crane, kind of like a really low-key second handle, not like one of those big ass ones. It keeps it real small, run and gun, but you still have the ability to have that second handle, and then your mic and your 3 ports there to have a monitor or whatever else. So I love it because I'm more of a run and gun type guy. I don't like to set up a huge rig like the Onnn or the dual handles for the Zhiyun Crane. So if you guys have never heard of Smallrig, what they are is a company that pretty much makes filmmaking accessories for your cameras to make them more ergonomic or make them work better for you. So they make a lot of camera cages where you can add different things all around the camera. So for example, this universal side handle is used a lot of times just beside the camera. You can screw it in right here into the cage that you buy for the camera, and then you can have monitors mounted on top. You can have cold shoes for your mics. You can have pretty much anything. So once you buy one thing of Smallrig, you can pretty much buy everything else to like combine and just build on top of it. As you can see, this is the rod clamp that it came with. So the rod clamp has tons of individual holes, which you can basically screw different attachments out of. And I'm going to show you guys how you can use these 2 items, which are sold separately, the rod clamp, or the rod clamp. The Zhiyun Crane 2 rod clamp plus the universal side handle. You can stick them together on your Crane 2 and make a dope little run and gun setup. So when you get the package, it's going to come with your rod clamp and an Allen key, which you need for the screws on the rod clamp. And then it's going to come with your universal side handle, which has 2 individual little screws on the side and also an Allen key on top. It's got a nice little magnet in there so the Allen key stays in there and you can kind of use it when you need it. Let's set this up quickly. So it's as simple as sliding the rod clamp up on the bottom. Put your tripod down. So the silver small Allen key here is what you use on the rod clamp. And I try to make it so the rod clamp is straight with the controls on the back. If you can see that. So I got the rod clamp lined up nicely with the controls there, so I can add the universal side handle right to the long section here. So I took out one of the screws on the side handle. As you can see, it comes with 2 screws, and that's pretty much for your camera cage. That's not necessarily usable here because we only have 1 screw slot, as you can see. The rod clamp only has like 1 section of screws, whereas the cage will have the double going this way. So we only need the 1 screw, which is why I have it on there. and then we just simply attach it and screw it in on the side like that. I'll go ahead and set it up and show you guys what it looks like when it's set up. So to tighten the handle onto the rod, there is holes in the screw, so you can simply take the Allen key that's inside the handle, take that out, and you can kind of use it as like a wrench and stick it in the hole of the screw and then just kind of crank it. Doesn't take much to tighten it, and then you can just put it back into the handle, and there you have it. So we're set up now. So that is the low profile double handle setup right there. You just rock it like this, and then you have the option of putting the mic up on there on the cold shoe. So there are a ton of ways you can actually set this up. Utilizing it, you can kind of play with it and see what you like best. The Allen key that comes inside the handle is the one that fits inside the handle here. So you can adjust the handle height, and you can also adjust the handle side. So you can have it on this side, or you can have it on this side, whatever one you want. As you can see, there's 2 screws and kind of like a slidable section. So that way you just stick the Allen key in from the handle, loosen those 2 screws, and you can slide it up or down to kind of get the right height. And you can also mount this rod in different places. So right now I have it right here, just because it's the easiest to set up that way. You can keep it together and just slide it on the bottom. Another really good place to put it is on top of the focus wheel, so up here. The only problem with that is you have to take the rod clamp apart and then mount it together because you can't slide it over the focus ring. But I really like when it's up there because it's like a good angle. And one of the reasons that I actually got this universal side handle with the rod clamp instead of the actual dual handle attachment, they actually have one that's almost the exact same as this, that's made for the Crane 2, but it comes out the bottom and it comes up to about there. So I feel like it'll be too low. If you look at it on the website, I'll put up a little picture of it. It looks like it'll be too low, so like the weight will be off. I like to hold my crane up higher like this, gives me more control. So that's why I went for the universal side handle. Shout out to my man Crazy Visions if you're watching this, buddy, because he is the one that gave me the idea of this. He posted it on his story. I'm sure he was recommended from someone else as well. But it's a pretty dope setup, it looks pretty cool. I'll show you guys some footage of me using it. The only real downfall I've found so far with using this setup, and when I don't use it, is when I invert the crane and go upside down. I just haven't really figured out a good setup for it yet. I feel like above the focus ring right here will be good because it'll be like that good double handle. I just haven't done it yet. Whenever I use my crane upside down, I usually just spread the legs and use it as like a holder like that with just one hand, and I find that's enough. I don't really need the dual handle, but there's definitely ways you can rig it up, like even like this, it works well. But for me, I only really use the handle when I'm doing videos with the crane upwards like this, and the videos where I need the audio. So that it gives me the ability to get a cool shot and be able to move everything, plus have my mic mounted down here so it's like out of the way. It always gets super annoying when you start tilting the crane forward and stuff and it catches on your mic. So that's the main reason for this, is that you can mount the mic and you can mount the monitor. So that's like basically why I got it. So for the Zhiyun Crane 2, they do have versions of this for the Crane 1 and the Crane V2 and also the Ronin S. But for the Crane 2, price-wise, you're looking at, on the website right now, they got the rod clamp for the Crane 2 is $31.68 Canadian. If you want to get the universal side handle, it is currently $104.73 Canadian. So the handle is, I guess you could say, a little bit pricey, $104. It's not that bad, and you got to think of it as an investment because you can use that handle on so many different things. If you were to buy the cages for your actual camera and you want it to go handheld, you could have the cage on with the handle on the side, make it a little bit easier. And you can pretty much use the handle with any of their options of gear. So that's another reason that this one's good, is that you can use it on other options as well. It's not like you're just stuck to using it on your crane. Just like the dual handles, you can also use this handheld and you can use it for other options. So it kind of gives you more options to work with. Alrighty, so I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it's not too echoey. I'm trying to film with the door shut. It's probably not a good idea. Hold on a sec. Let's see if this is any better. This isn't sponsored or endorsed at all by Smallrig. I just like their products and thought I would share with you because I know a lot of people look for certain attachments and things to do with the crane. The crane is kind of weird by itself with just the pole, so it's kind of nice to separate your hands and have two different options, and also moving the mic was pretty huge and having the option to attach a monitor. So that is one way to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for the kid. Oh yeah, also I have an Instagram. I don't know if you guys use Instagram, but I have an Instagram account. It's MattSteven91. So it's linked in the description. I'll put it on screen. Go give the kid a follow. I do lots of behind the scenes on there with the gimbals and that kind of thing. Just posted a pretty sick hockey one, so you should probably go watch it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, dude.